Good morning. It's another great day to be coding and doing some stuff. So basically my premise right now is just to get kind of every area of the game to work. So we've got crafting, we did one mini game, which is fine. Now I kind of want to expand into getting the caves done, and then we're going to need to get the actual end game done with building back a rocket, I think, to try to get out of here. And then we'll also probably get some of the town center where you can like interact with some of the actual aliens that live on the moon. So first, I think we're gonna get some of the cave system working out, and then once I do that, I want to get 3 different kind of randomly generated caves, and then you kind of go down different levels, almost like in Stardew Valley, and get different ores depending on what level you're at, and then that'll kind of give you some systems so that you can craft more items. Let's get it done. Hey, good morning. We are back from vacation. I really did a minor amount of some work while I was away. I mean, we just had time during the day to relax. So I did 2 main things. I introduced a little bit of a crafting system, and then I was just trying to make that first mini game that we made just look at least somewhat better, just so that it has some idea of what it looks like. Still not making it look perfect quite yet. And we're in the base. And I made this little crafting tile here. So you go into the crafting station. I just have a pickaxe for now. And in order to craft it, you need 2 iron and 1 aluminum. I like forced that into my inventory already. And then you just craft, and then it said it crafted the item. There's no sounds or anything, but now it's orange over here, which is what I made that be. And then I kind of started making, I think outside of the base here, when you start the game, I'm going to make you have to craft that pickaxe. And then in order to get to the main map, you'll have to like break that block or something like that. I think I kind of want that there, so that introduces you to the crafting system. Then if I follow this forever to the bottom left of the map, I wanted to show you how good the minigame is getting. Here we go. We're going in the minigame. So we're in the minigame space. And then now it has a little bit of a better thing. A B A S. So clearly, I actually haven't done this on my PC. I was doing it only on my laptop, and it is a little bit off, but you know, we'll have to figure that out later. Right, so here's the premise that I've kind of got going on with the caves. So right now I have kind of 3 caves that are spawning. Firstly, you get a little donut shaped one. So I think this is the first one that I actually got here. It's just a donut shape. You can only go the outside. I made like an upside down trident where it goes down and then like separates for 2 levels. And then I also made like a little swirl. I was like, yeah, sure, good enough. So this is the donut shape one. You just walk around and you pick up items. I also made it now that you click the actual tile instead of pressing E. It just feels a lot better to have to do that. You press the purple one to get out and the green one to go down levels. So for now, it's just that. So here's the trident shaped one. You have to go all the way down to the bottom. And obviously there's a lot of ores. So I got to figure out how to make that spawn a little bit more rare. And then obviously you can go up on each side. And you go down. Here's the swirl one too. That's next. You can also see the cave level in the top left of it. It's level 4. So I think, you know, you'll have like a current level and the max level that you had. And if you get down to like below 30 or something, maybe a different ore will spawn kind of thing. But of course, my oxygen's running out. So you have to keep track of that. And then this is the little swirl. So you get more items in here. I think this is a great ending point. Let's keep it going. Oh, the moon power within you. Got my little glow moon here. It's another great morning, and I decided today I kind of wanted to add a little bit of some polish. I mean, a lot of the game right now, I'm still not an artist, so a lot of the polish is going to come later with making things look good. But I wanted to add a little bit of transition when you add and go into rooms instead of things just like and then it changing within a frame. I wanted to make things a little bit more smoother here, and it actually ended up looking really good and kind of nice. So anytime you enter a room, change anything, you get a little fade. I mean, like, how fun is that? Even if you go down in the next caves, You can have a little transition to black. I think that's really fun. I also added a little bit of a teleport for myself so I can teleport across the map a little bit easier to get into the minigame area or anything. Also, something you may just have noticed is I've changed the way that items actually drop now. Oh, I can't get out of here. So when I actually drop things, instead of them changing the tile, it just drops on the ground and then you just pick it up by walking back over it. It saves the state in terms of the actual, like, how much was there. Oh, that actually kind of broke. Yeah, I have 0 of something. Just dropped an item? I don't know what happened there. I'll have to figure that out. See, things can happen all the time. When you're breaking things, that's how you fix it. Also, I added in an actual save state. So notice how I'm on this side of the map. If I press P, I now saved a binary file, which saves like the player data and stuff. So if I went up here, pressed O to load the data, it puts me back there. So I've got a little bit of a save state working so that we can save the worlds. You can come back later. It was a very like easy working thing and very early. Like it doesn't have much saved, but just something to work to make sure I know how to do it so that when we actually get there, I'll be able to build that out. So before I hop off here, I was continuing to think about kind of what my base progression is going to be with the game. So I think still overall, we're trapped on the moon here and I want us to build some rocket parts to get back to Earth. And then when you build a rocket, that would be kind of the end of the game. So I wanted to get something from every area to do this. So you'd have to get certain ores from the lowest part of the caves that we built. Maybe we can get some like electronics. I'm trying to think of the items still. I just know I want to get something from the town when I'll be talking to these people. An idea I had is I'm creating these moon glyphs, I think, part of the map, kind of a dangerous part of the map. And maybe someone will be like, it's too dangerous. Can you go out there and get this for me? Or something like that. And then I think something recycled from the part of the rocket that crashed. We may have to do something. I don't know what we're gonna do with that. And then also the mini games. So something maybe like with expert difficulty you'll have to beat, and then one of those things will give you something. I think that's just something from every corner of the map. You craft the rocket, and then that's kind of beating the game. We'll figure it out as we get closer. Good morning. So today I do want to do a little bit of some progress with the mini games. Right now you just kind of go in, you just push a few buttons, and then it ends. There's no bots, there's no instruction screen. So firstly, I want to create the instruction screen so that you kind of know what the mini game is going to be about. Then I want to put in some bots so that you actually have someone to fight against. And there's probably going to be some strength levels. So we'll have like an easy one, a medium one, a hard level, so that as you get better at playing the mini games, you can go against harder bots. And then of course there'll also be different rewards for beating some of the harder bots. So this could be a bit challenging, especially with the bots, but I think we can work it out. Let's get to it. Okay, so here's what things are looking like right now. I kind of just wrote this through in my little document here that I'm keeping track of. So this is the screen. We'll have like a picture of the actual mini game. We'll list out the instructions. You press spacebar to go through, and then you'll have like 3 buttons down here to actually make the different challenging. I think I'll do easy, hard, and challenging. I kind of like that. No medium. You guys don't deserve medium. And I kind of saved one of the pictures here first that it goes right in. And I thought of an idea. Instead of like hard coding and writing and everything into the actual code editor, I think I'm going to save a text file, write everything in there very easily, and then read in that text file and then loop through and get it all done. So let's see how this works out. Okay, so I think I've got something working here. So right now I have it where we have the name up here. There's the instructions. I wrote out the actual text file here. I can open that first. So here's that actual file. So, I have commented out this thing, and then you kind of have the ID, the name, where that image is stored, and then you have some of the instructions, and then an end line with this. So the next one would look like 1 or something, 1, something like that. So that's what we're really working with, and I think it works out kind of well. Even got the buttons down here to be all cute. Yay! Okay, so I've been working with the bots now for about an hour and a half or so. It actually wasn't as hard as I thought it would be, because all I have to do is, so when we update the game, we basically have this timer on each bot, and if that timer reaches a certain point, then we just say, oh, we pushed a button. When I don't actually have to keep track of the buttons. I just have to keep track of how many buttons have been pressed. And then, if we get to the end, then that's the end. So it actually wasn't too bad. And right now, this is like the simple thing that I have for how the strength level works. So if you're easy, it'll wait a random amount of time between 2 and 5 seconds before pushing the next button. If you're on challenging, it waits between 1 and 2 seconds. So, I mean, we can adjust these numbers later. I'm not trying to make it perfect right now, just want to make it working. And it actually isn't quite horrible. So if I put them on challenging, because why not, Put them on challenging. You can see there's just yellow circles for me now. And then the bots like go across. And then when they reach the end, it ends the minigame. So I was like, wait, damn. Okay, let me see if I can beat them. Right now, they're kind of covering my crap, but... Oh, yeah. I think we're going to have to make them more challenging. And plus, it's only 5 for now, just so it's easy for testing. But I think I want to do like 20, maybe even 30 buttons that you have to press in order to actually beat it. So I think we're going to have to make it a little bit harder. But for now, just want to get that foundation working. It's all about the iteration progress. We'll make it better and better as we get further into this project. But for now, feeling really great progress. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe. And I'll see you all for another week later.